What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at a light from none other than the people at Maratac, which I think would be a CountyComm brand. I don't know. This thing is like, I want to say like around $25. I'm showing all, well, we'll come back to this. I'm going to cut to the chase, though. What makes this great and better than other headlamps, besides being very affordable, is this. Batteries, battery powered. Hang on. Am I running this? Hang on a second. Holy. My Deuterinos. So I was at work in the middle of something. I really needed a light. And I thought I picked out some AAAs to throw in, but it turns out I threw in, this is not staged. I threw in the little AAA ion lithium lights, batteries. That's the wrong way. Which I didn't know was possible, but I guess this also can run off of... Man, it would be really cool if I stopped doing that. Let's see if this works. So I'm assuming the run times are going to be a lot longer for this, because this, I don't believe they ever said it could run off of those. Wow. Well, you heard it here first, folks. So besides being able to pop those in and out, the other thing that makes it great is you can adjust where you want it to go, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Then you have secondary stuff like this that you hold to adjust. I've heard this is for like paramedics. It makes blood come up black on you. Obviously, this is for night vision. It won't kill your night vision. The reason that makes it so great is that a lot of other headlamps, besides being super duper bulky, which this is not, and also has the ability to turn around like this and do stuff like this. I mean, this stuff is going everywhere. So it's going to be very hard to find yourself in a position where you can't adjust this if you're in a stationary working environment. If you have one of the ones that charge, that you're sticking it into things and you're charging it up, or you're sticking things into it, that's what she said. Such like, you know, USB-C cable. This is not, though. That means that once it's run its course, once the charge is shot, you have to stick it back onto something to charge it up. So if you're in the middle of doing something, say you're not just out like camping, I feel like so many headlights are so specific to camping. That's going to be a huge issue unless you want to carry multiple headlamps, which is why I got this, because that's what I found myself doing. I had two headlamps, both issued by my current gig, two different variants. They both, although I'm sure retailing at $40 plus, probably around 50, we're just not that great. We're not a big fisheye, like 15 or so settings, maybe a little bit less, but I'm not even joking about that. And so you had to click through most of them to turn it off, and then click back to turn it on. So like 4 off or 4 to on where you want it, 8 off, and you have to cycle through. It just doesn't work. And then the other one, it was less cycling. It was one of those that has you can motion sensor it on and off. That isn't as good as you think it is. Unless you like have no intention of being around anything else but what you're working on, it's not going to work while you're driving. It's not going to work while you're hunting. It's not going to work during any type of operations to do with crowd control. It's not going to, I mean, it just limits itself to a passive, extremely passive, non-kinetic, non-confrontational environment where you're working on something and you're totally stationary and you can't, there's nothing around you. That's when the on and off motion sensor will work. It also drains the battery like crazy. And the one that I had, and I think many of them, you have to charge them up by plugging them into something. So then it's like, and I could go through 2 of those in a night. Both of those headers I could go through in a night if I was busy outside doing something in the dark, right? And I deal with people, so it's not like, you know, if I, at some points, you might have to deal with some folks. So you might not be able to be like, oh, hey, I need to charge this back up. So anyway, that point's made. I want to move on. Those 2 things make this a big hit. And for me anyway, and I think it even shows you, yeah, so this is positive up, negative down, positive up. I saw that last night, but then I was like, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to pay attention to what I'm doing. And I dropped in 2 of these lithium ion batteries. So now, you know, I don't know if it'll affect the brightness. It honestly doesn't really seem to, but I think it will definitely affect the runtime. In that, I'm assuming it will be longer. These runtimes aren't bad though, to be honest, but with lithium ion in there, I do wonder how long I could get the high to run. The low probably way long, obviously. So it's hard to tell with this totally new, this is where I was talking about where they show you how they're supposed to go in. With this totally new information that I just discovered by myself on accident, or I discovered last night, it's going to be way hard to know the exacts of this. But I can tell you that it just got better. Here's more information. Let's see if it actually, what it says. So it says AAA, prohibited use. I should not be using those. You know, I'll just take them out. Because I do wonder if that at some point isn't going to be a bad idea. It's good to know that in an emergency situation, though, just saying, like, things might not be going your way. You might not be able to get the exact right thing for it. Let me see how much brighter this looks. Yeah, this is way less brighter. You know, I'm probably just going to run the other ones, and I'll order another one potentially, just because this is, as a brighter, longer lasting item, is even better. You know, I don't know if it is brighter. I'll have to, you know, until I hit them up, I don't know. I don't know if I just want to fry this thing. Because very easily it could just turn into a fire situation where it's like, oh, this isn't fun. There's fire now. So, but I just wanted to get this on the channel. This video kind of left the rails, just because oh, dude, this is so much brighter with the other ones. I'm sorry. So I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I'll have to order another. Yeah, this thing is like crazy brighter with this. Well, we'll see if this catches on fire. If it does, it'll obviously back on the channel in its charred, melted form. So yeah, I don't even know really how. I'll have to hit up CountyComm and just ask what's going on. Because the 3.4 volts, the 10 440 lithium ion batteries, although being being prohibited seem to be doing pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so just so you know, if you work in an environment where you are running into these problems, maybe you already figured it out, honestly, because it doesn't take a lot to be like, oh, I need to be able to do this, change this out right now. In which case you might find another. This one is, especially now that I know I can like overheat it, so to speak, like it was a CPU back in the day. Back in the day when, and they probably still do it, but like when computers first came around, your CPU, if it wasn't what you wanted it to be, you could overclock it, meaning you could run it faster and then add a heat sink on top of it directly. I don't use this for long stretches. I use it for, for short periods of time, turn it off, keep going. But yeah, that's about all she wrote for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Hope you folks have a good rest of your day. Bye now.